Okay, I think I've got 5 volunteers, right? 5 volunteers chosen. If I can have my 5 volunteers, let's go 3 on this side, and then 2 on this side. Here, 3 over here, 2 over here. Okay? Feel free to step on up so everyone can see you a little bit better. All right, a round of applause for my volunteers for being so brave and coming out and helping out. Okay. Does anybody know what this symbol is? Does anyone know what this symbol is? Anyone? I think you're taught what this symbol means in mathematics, probably around 1st or 2nd grade. Anybody have an idea? What does this symbol stand for? This symbol stands for greater than, right? Greater than. Round of applause. Correct answer. Great answer. Okay, we hear about greater than in today's gospel reading, right? What does Jesus say? What does he say? He says, something greater than Solomon is here, right? So this something greater than would be on this side, right? And Solomon would be on this side, right? Okay, excellent. And he also says something greater than Jonah is here. Something greater than Jonah. This something would be on this side, and then Jonah would be on this side, right? Jonah would be lesser than, okay? All right, so any idea what this something greater than Jesus might be referring to? You don't have to answer that right now, but answer it to yourself, okay? I'm going to illustrate it for you. We're going to go back a couple weeks. Actually, less than 2 weeks. We're going to go back less than 2 weeks to the Super Bowl. To the Super Bowl. Anybody watch the Super Bowl? Raise your hand if you watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, almost all of us watch the Super Bowl. Well, this is what the Super Bowl was when the San Francisco 49ers played against the Kansas City Chiefs, right, in the Super Bowl. Well, who was greater than the other in the Super Bowl? Who was greater than the other in the Super Bowl? You got an answer for me? Who was great? The Kansas City Chiefs were greater than the San Francisco 49ers because they scored more points, right? They scored more points. They won the game. They scored 25. 49ers scored 22. Okay, so they won the game. They won the Super Bowl. And what did they receive for winning the Super Bowl? A trophy is right. They also received, you might not know this, each player on the winning team, they received $164,000. Wow. $164,000 just for winning a game, right? Many people have to work many years to earn $164,000, but that's going to be another homily, right? So what do we have here? They won a lot of money, and they won a trophy. The trophy is called the Lombardi Trophy, and Vince Lombardi, who's the longtime Green Bay Packer coach, everybody can go, boo, Green Bay Packers, you know, we're all Bears fans here, right? But Vince Lombardi, the longtime Green Bay Packer coach, who the trophy is named after, he knew something about greater than. He knew something about greater than, and he illustrated it to his team in a famous quote that I'm going to give you in a little bit. So you guys are going to be my greater thans. You're going to hold on to that. He mentioned 3 things to his team. He mentioned 3 things to his team. The first was, hold that up like that. The first was the Green Bay Packers. Ooh. That was the first thing he mentioned. Hold on to that so everyone can see it. The second thing he mentioned was God. Yay for God. Yay for God. Okay. And the third thing that he mentioned to his team was family. Family. Okay? So how do you think, hold that up. You're going to be my other greater than, okay? How do you think Vince Lombardi hold those up so everyone can see them. How do you think Vince Lombardi prioritized these 3 things? Or said another way, which was greater than the other? Which was greater than the other, okay? So my greater thans, I want you guys to come over here in the center, okay? A little bit of space between you. I'm going to have you guys arrange these 3 things as how Vince Lombardi prioritized them. So which was the greatest, which was the second greatest would be in the middle, and which was the least greatest would be at the end. Okay, so go ahead and consult amongst each other. Prioritize how Vince Lombardi What do you think? What do you think was number 1? Okay, God, go in the very front over there. Very front. Over here, over here, over here. God, they say God was number 1, okay? What did Vince Lombardi say was number 2? What do you think was number 2? Probably family. Okay, let's put family here in number 2 spot. Okay, and then what would be number 3? The Green Bay Packers. Ooh. Okay, Vince Lombardi, this is what he told his team. You guys got this right. Round of applause for our volunteers here. What do we know? What do we know? Vince Lombardi said that family was greater than the Green Bay Packers. And he also said that God was greater than family. Okay? And the specific quote that he used for his team, he said these words to his team. He said, there's 3 things important to every man in this room. His God, his family, and the Green Bay Packers. In that order. In that order. Okay? So great job, volunteers. Let's go ahead and collect one last round of applause for our volunteers. They did a great job today. Feel free to go ahead and sit down, guys. Okay, so we know Vince Lombardi knew that God was the greatest. God was greater than anything or anyone. And that Super Bowl trophy came to be named after him. So let us remember this gospel reading. Let us remember the Super Bowl. Let us remember the Lombardi Trophy and Vince Lombardi and this very important lesson we have of greater than, and who should be the greatest in our lives. And you might ask yourself, where's God on my list?